Are we recording?
Now we are.
All right.
Recording.
Yeah, legally you have to tell us. We've gone over this, so I know we have.
Look, dude, if you're a cop, you
have to fucking tell us.
I'm not a cop.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the sound of the police.
You're training to become a cop.
Training to become a cop.
What was the name of our show?
Executive Stable.
Welcome to the Executive Stable. My name is Dick Fields. Long time no see. Or talk, I guess.
My name is Garrett Olson. It's been a while since I've... Sorry.
And I'm Tyler Moyes. I'm not even going to attempt to top that.
Oh, come on. You gotta do one, too.
The only thing you can do is, like, you could try to do it, but then that's when you'd be my hero, so you'd be like, there goes my hero.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But you didn't, so I kind of did it for you.
Watch him as he goes.
You know what they say.
I just wish I
Aim
could...
for the bushes.
Just wish I could capture this moment in a photo, and then when people come over, I can show it to them and say, "Look at this photograph! Every time I do a thing."
Nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't really go with the theme, though. The theme was like, we've been gone for a long time.
What?
And I said...
You said long time no see.
And I segued into Nickelback. I'm the winner.
And whoever listens is the loser.
Oh,
exactly.
Might as well just stop listening now.
Thank you for joining us, losers. Thank you.
Bunch of losers. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been longer than our actual last recording.
Yeah.
Which never did post because it was garbage. So I actively refused working on it because it was so bad.
It was really bad.
It was a bad movie, too.
It was a bad one.
It was very bad.
It was a really boring episode. We spared you.
Yeah, it was about a bunch of assassins, and Haley Joel Osment was the guy in a van. It wasn't good.
No. Yeah, enemy drones.
Yeah.
Really bad.
It was very bad. It's very bad. I remember Ice-T was in it, and he was the master of disguise.
Was he?
I believe so. So remember we
yeah, no, you're right.
Because we talked, and I really wanted him to like dress up as lampposts and shit.
Jason Momoa.
And you guys wouldn't have it.
Jason Momoa was in it. I remember now.
That's right.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. She dips beneath the lasers. Ooh.
Jennifer Lawrence.
He morphed for the motorcycle in the end, I believe.
I think so.
Jason Momoa.
Something happened.
He crashed his motorcycle, and then he turned into like a motorcycle man thing.
Yeah, I think so. Something weird like that.
We were grasping at straws at that point.
I don't know why I write this down because I can't read my handwriting.
I wonder the same thing. Maybe they'll be worth something in the future. That book could be valuable.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I'm not selling this. It's my Batman book.
You can't get another Batman book?
No.
I could, but this is mine.
What happens when you fill that Batman?
There are many like it. Nice.
Alright, well, does everyone remember the rules of the executive table?
The rules of engagement.
I think so.
Rocks equal guns. Anyways.
We draw a title. We go with a... What was our number? 5-person cast?
Yeah.
Unless the title seems like ridiculous.
Boys and girls, who last took a shit? I did it this morning.
I did not. I'm not taking a shit today.
Oh, wow. Tyler then.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Who last took a shit?
Yeah.
That's probably me.
When'd you do it?
I like it noon.
Okay. That's you, buddy.
So,
titles. We're picking a title.
Picking titles.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
What's a noun?
Nice. Deep cut.
Hey, now, don't.
The...
worst.
Oh, fuck. We've already done one like this.
Oh,
so it's the verb ending. And so, like, it was the summoning or whatever we did.
Whatever, don't do that.
Should we stop? Should we establish a rule that once we've kind of, like, pulled something, instead of putting it back, we just break it up? But, like, with everything?
Like, destroy it?
Yeah. So that...
No, I'm fine with just...
So that way we don't get, like, Tina Fey 3 times in a row again.
But, we'll never get her again.
Oh, I know. I made sure
was
that.
Destroyed last time.
That was too much, man. It was too much. 3 times in a row.
It was fate.
It was
no, I think we just don't have to stick to the rule that Garrett always makes us stay with, that we can't change our mind. Once we draw it, it's there.
This isn't fucking Vietnam, okay? There are rules to this podcast.
Strangely political, but alright.
Okay.
It's a
What's
Big
the
Lebowski.
title, bud?
It's a Big Lebowski joke. An adjective man.
A-N?
Yeah, a or an adjective and man.
Man. All
So
right.
what's our adjective, Tyler?
Adjective.
Let's go ahead and see.
Just do it.
To make sure, no, here's the thing. I think what we learned from the last podcast was that because we wouldn't change it from fields, it turned into a shitty movie. So if it's something like this where it's only one word we're choosing, like this, like an adjective, I think we should draw at least 3 random adjectives
Okay.
and then decide.
Yeah, it's fine with that.
Because,
That's a good rule.
yeah, because,
Let's go spin my stuff.
I mean, ultimately, none of these rules matter unless they break us having to like get out of our comfort zone to create something that we wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, that music.
Like, I like that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
as long as we're not creating rules just to like help ourselves with our strengths, I don't really care what the rules are.
yeah, but
Does that make sense?
I think we all knew from the last one, like the moment that the title was decided and we were like, "Okay, we can't switch. We just got to go for it." We all already felt defeated. We were like, "This title isn't. I'm not feeling anything."
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm saying. Because
All right.
I did it. The first one I picked.
I actually, no, that's really true.
Yeah. So
I was like fucking.
you was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the spark. I'm not feeling the.
I don't feel lightning on the tip of my dick.
So I only bring that up because just hearing this one, the first adjective is serene.
All right, the serene man. Okay.
A serene man. Next one, a muted man.
Okay. Next one.
And
Sounds
then
like that new Square Enix game that's coming out.
there's a movie on Netflix called Mute.
Well, there's a Square Enix game called The Silent Man, I think. It's
Auspicious.
All right, the muted.
You want to go with muted?
Yeah, because I mean, it could be metaphorical, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that he can't speak. It could be a film of that impression.
Ooh, it could be a film of a man unstuck in time. Because like when you hit mute on the TV, everything pauses. Right?
Ooh. Sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
I'm not getting how it's muted, but all right.
No, but it could be about a man who's like in a world where everything just goes silent, and it's not like he's deaf, like he can hear himself,
It's like everybody's muted.
but everybody else is muted.
He's been muted.
Sci-fi, horror. I don't
But
know.
either way, it could be something like that, or it could be like weird sci-fi, or it could be like some depression bullshit. You know,
Oh, like he's in.
that somebody's got shit on him and he can't talk,
Oh fuck!
speak up. You know,
A concentration camp.
yeah, or like censorship too, but like blackmail. So it could be like anything.
So you want to
Yeah.
go more political?
No, I don't.
It is November.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, yeah. Let's play
I'm
to
saying, like-
the vote or die and go full political
I think
thriller.
muted. No, I think muted would be a good name.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the what you're talking about could be sci-fi too. It sounds
Yeah,
like
that's what
George
I mean.
Orwellian.
It's not
shit,
strictly
yeah.
speaking like political or bullshit. I'm just saying it could be like a metaphorical muted. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, a muted man.
Yeah, we can go with that.
That could
Yeah.
go pretty deep.
Because mine is very basic. I don't know where that would go. It'd be like a Twilight Zone, like Tyler
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Well, that's the cool part.
turning that.
We can mix it on. We can mix them all together if we do a Twilight Zone movie, like you're saying.
Well, because it could. Because that's the thing of it. It's like thinking of the one where you said where it's like stuck in time. It's like, yeah, but making an entire movie around that premise, it would be so fucking boring. So that's why it would be like an episode thing. But I like the idea of seeing about kind of mixing them, which, you know, with every time we make anything, I'm like, just because we got it, I don't care if the movie's grounded or not. I'm fine with the movies being fucking weird. Then let's go ahead and do we want to just? I think this is just mixed.
We got to get a man.
We gotta get an actor.
That's
Yeah.
true.
This is
So-
that's actors. This is actresses. Go for that.
So, and that one's
Mixed. These are the titles.
okay, let's toss those away. So, I guess I will go first. Let's blow this baby.
Why did I write bad foot?
Yeah, why did you write bad foot?
For what?
Field assassin. Under the date, I wrote bad foot. And I have no idea why.
Maybe that was you were trying to spell footage.
It may have been film.
Bad film. Yeah, possibly. That's some really bad handwriting you got there, Garrett.
Yeah, man, we gotta. I'll take some pictures of those. Maybe you can put them on a Patreon or something.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna Patreon us, but just in case, you know, that might be something people want to see, right?
You never know. It's true. How many actors should I draw? Should I just draw one?
Draw one for now. Draw 3. Do you want to do like
Draw
the same
2.
thing?
Draw 2.
And then we'll drop them in the mix pile, and then we'll just decide anyway.
Yeah, just take. Okay.
Just grab 2. Just
Sounds
in case,
like a good plan.
I'm still writing in that.
Okay.
Can I have it back? Just through the screen.
Okay, I already have my choice of the 2.
All right.
Johnny Depp.
Okay.
And Bill Paxton.
Yours is Johnny Depp. I knew it.
Bill Paxton.
I fucking knew it. I knew he'd be Johnny Depp.
Okay, let's keep drawing. Let's keep drawing. Mix.
I mean, I like Bill Paxton.
Mix. Yeah, I like Bill Paxton too. Mix.
Kind of liked. Right?
Yeah. Like, I like him, but I used to too.
Yes.
Don't be jealous, bitch. How many am I drawing?
Just draw 3 and see what happens.
Dakota Fanning.
Okay.
That's a good one, I think.
Yeah.
If I am remembering Dakota Fanning correctly.
Yeah.
Cameron Mitchell. I don't remember.
That's a guy.
Is it?
Cameron Mitchell's a guy.
Oh. All right. Well, we got our man.
We do?
Yeah.
The Rock.
It's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. I don't know though.
I think that would.
No, you could Gangs of New York it. He could be the villain.
He could be the villain.
He's really good at that.
He's really good. Yeah. Good either way, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
But all we know now is this is officially going to be a good movie.
Could be. We don't fuck it up.
Wait, what was?
We just need. He's just going to go full into it.
Cameron Mitchell. Any more? That's 3. That's 5. We have 5 right now.
I think that works for now. We can draw more if we need them.
As we come to.
Yeah, because...
Alright, I agree with it.
So... Want to just do names then?
Yeah, so...
Straight into names, and then we can decide...
We'll do names and then decide characters and then start.
Yeah.
I think that's the order we do it in.
Yeah.
Sounds alright.
We're reinventing ourselves a bit, so it's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of room for growth.
Okay,
Oh.
who do we want to name?
Plenty of room for growth.
I mean, for growth.
Dude.
What are we doing first?
I was hinting at
Yeah,
it.
who do we want to do?
Just generate it. We'll choose who.
Law.
What?
Law.
Alright.
LAW.
I mean, that could be the villain's name, but it might be a little on the nose.
Yeah. Hold on. I had more paper.
I don't know if that's a
okay.
good hero name.
No, I'm just gonna write them down. And then we just keep going.
Yeah. Do it.
So, I'm gonna do
Okay.
Law. Hopefully this doesn't
Okay.
Sky. Need a binder or something? That's the manila one.
So we got Law and Sky. Patty. Quincy.
Quincy. Quincy.
Yeah. And then for girl's name, Annette. So, Dakota Fanning's
I
Annette.
thought Sky was the girl's name.
Yeah, Sky's actually the guy's name. It has an E at the end. That's what makes it a boy's
It
name.
makes it even more
Do another
feminine.
girl's name. Oh, never mind. So we got Law, Sky, Patty, Quincy. Who's who?
Wait, what was Dakota Fanning? Annetta?
Annette.
Yeah, so she's, yeah, that's just her.
A-N-N-E-T-T-D.
I don't know. Sky sounds like a pretty protagonist name to me.
Feels on the nose
A little bit.
for a protagonist.
So, do you guys want to go
Suck a dick.
Do you? Yeah. Do you want to go suck a dick? Like really?
Yeah.
Because I could do it with a good hard dick right now.
Sky's on the nose.
No, it is, but it could also be.
But is it more on the nose than law?
Yes.
Yeah, it's equivalent, I think. But do we want to go a route where the main character is part of like the government structure initially, and then like in Brazil? Like, do you want to go like, and then he like branches off and kind of meets the more radicalized portion of society? Because Sky could be like a hippie name.
Yeah.
Well, if we're doing that, my vote would go for Patty. Because it's short for Patrick. So,
As the main character?
yeah. So you'd introduce
I actually like that idea
Okay.
because then you have the two sides of the spectrum. You can have Law and Sky.
That's on the nose too,
as
though.
above.
But
Yeah.
we have to use the names.
Yeah, I know.
So that
Okay,
Yeah, but
we might as well lean into it. No,
and that's the thing. It can.
I'm not leaving.
It's so ridiculously on the nose that's one of the things that makes it work. Because if we're going like the dystopian future route, like these are like the far ends of both sides. So
Yeah.
they could be like cult status at that point. So it would make sense.
So you want to do Patty for the main character, and then Sky and Law
for like the head
that guy.
person of like the radical society, and then Law is the villain who's part of like the government structure.
Yeah.
Part of the man.
Yeah.
Or the woman.
No, it's gonna be Daniel Day-Lewis. He's got to be the villain.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is Law.
Yeah. I mean, he'd kill it.
Who the hell's Cameron Mitchell?
He is an old man. Basically, he's in a lot of movies that Red Letter Media watches. If we don't want to use that one, we shouldn't. Because I think I might be the only one that knows it. He's like an old man, old to the point as in he's dead.
Okay. Let me look it up. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil his life for me.
He's in a lot of like really bad B movies.
Like, had I not known he died, I would have been a lot more interested in it. I don't recognize this guy at all.
Alright.
Well, let's just draw out another name.
No, let's go with it. I don't know him, but like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. He's just an old man, right?
He was kind of also known to, in a lot of his movies at the end of his years, they make jokes a lot that he was obviously drunk during them.
Nice.
So we could have him be a drunk.
Alright.
He could be it could be Bill Paxton. I'm thinking either like Bill Paxton or Johnny Depp is Sky, and they're like a weirdo hippie dude.
So who's the main character? Bill Paxton or Johnny Depp?
So yeah, one of them is the main character. One of them is Patty. But I think either one of those could be Sky as well.
Bill Paxton. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking Cameron Mitchell can be Quincy. He can be like our Sancho Panza. He can just be like a stupid drunk.
Or so who's gonna be the good guys or whatever? Like the totalitarian dude?
So I don't think that the radical like hippie society should necessarily be painted as the good guys. I think
no,
both
that's
sides
fine.
should be shown. To
No,
be
right.
that's what I think as well. It should be at the end of it. It's like both sides are kind of evil in the end. There's like
a little bit like that.
Yeah.
That part of the society could be more of a cult, which Johnny Depp leading it would be perfect.
It's gonna have a full. We're going Animal Farm, like full Animal Farm ending here. And then they looked from man to pig, and pig to man could not tell the difference. And then I just get the ragiest boner.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
I don't know. I never really liked that part of the story.
You didn't?
It's all right.
two in the nose.
Like
Go
pigs
first.
are way better than men.
Nah,
Yeah, they taste better too.
I'm just fucking around. It's all right. I like 1984 more.
1984 is good.
Yeah, I like it a lot
1984
more
is
than
really good.
Animal Farm.
No, I'm just saying. I wasn't saying it's worse than Animal Farm.
No, you
Just,
did.
It's all right.
You said it with your goddamn eyes.
He saw you.
Don't put me on the spot like that. Okay, so
I don't
who's
know why you're
who's
getting
gonna be what? So did we want Bill Paxton?
Bill Paxton's going to be our muted man. I
He's the
feel
muted
like
man.
he's probably the best person for it. And we're going to do a little timey-wimey shit. I say we go with younger Bill Paxton, like Aliens.
Aliens Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Because I don't know. Older Bill Paxton's alright, but I feel like a younger Bill Paxton would be a better fit.
Okay, I like that. I'm thinking if we're going younger Bill Paxton, I thought we were gonna do current. I was like Dakota Fanning could be his daughter, but
No, we just fuck around with shit. Like, she could be older. She could be as old as she is in The Alienist or whatever. I didn't watch it, but...
she could be. Well, we'll decide what she is after we decide what Bill Paxton is. I think.
So Bill Paxton, in my eyes, would just be like... I don't know. I'm leaning into Brazil a lot, I think. I
Which
feel like
is
he'd just
okay.
be like a cog in the machine. He's like a government employee. And then one day something happens that like opens his eyes to the world around him. And then he like tries to act out against it, but then his boss and whoever in that corporate structure has like their eyes on him, doesn't want him making waves, so they like shut him up and cast him out, basically. They get him like thrown out of his life, kind of like in Trading Places.
Yeah,
kind of.
I dig.
I don't know if
They're
you've seen
just
I
like
can't remember. I don't think
it's
they're just
a-
like, hey, you're messing with the status quo.
right.
yeah, it's a movie with Eddie Murphy and what's his
I
name?
remember.
There was a game that came out recently that kind of did a thing like that. It was like We Happy Few.
Mhm.
About a bunch, like a town that takes a bunch of drugs and everyone
Yeah.
outside of it doesn't have the drug anymore, and they like remembered what they did during the war and shit. Apparently, it was shitty.
It looked cool. I really
Like the
liked the graphics and
Yeah,
shit.
well, that's the thing. Like the premise and the graphics and like the way people looked was cool. But that's because that's what they show in the trailers is like the first 15 minutes, and then it's just like you walking around the fucking woods.
Yeah. Yep.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I only saw a little bit of gameplay, but after a little, I was like, man,
It looked really boring as shit.
I was like, this looks fucking boring.
It is. I think. I mean, I agree.
I haven't heard anything about it. So.
Yeah, it's alright.
And
I
that's
assume
usually
it's
not
not
a good
good,
sign.
yeah.
It's usually not a good sign. But yeah, I'm thinking that level. I really kind of want to make him I want to make him work at the call center
That's fine.
because I think that
Like, his level of importance doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be like a manager or whatever.
yeah, no, he does need to be like a cog, and I'm thinking Dakota Fanning or Cameron Mitchell. I think one of them needs to be like his boss.
Let's do Cameron Mitchell, because I don't know him, and old drunk boss could easily be a thing.
Yeah, he could be.
Because then you have Daniel Day-Lewis at the top of that chain,
hmm
and he, like, makes him do shit.
So he makes him do it? No, he
He's
makes
like
him
the
do
emperor.
shit, all right.
He's like.
Then how about this?
He
Because
is a
then-
Star Wars.
Because then that side, it's like the tiers. So imagine like Bill Paxton is like totally neutral. You climb up the ladder, Cameron Mitchell to Daniel Day-Lewis, and then Dakota Fanning to Johnny Depp. So like Cameron Mitchell.
Oh, you want
is-
Johnny Depp working there?
No, Johnny Depp's not working there. Dakota Fanning is like. I mean, like, once he gets released, like, Dakota Fanning's his into that world. And, like, maybe she can, like seduce him with a good time and, like,
Oh, okay.
like happiness and, like...
Yeah,
like,
you want to parallel. You want
Yeah,
to parallel.
exactly.
You want to make her.
They're mirroring each other, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, never mind. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. That sounds good to me.
And it's like, okay, things kind of suck. This Cameron Mitchell guy's, like... kind of a douche, he's drunk, and maybe it can be like he's a drunk because he's like miserable, like everyone's just miserable, and then you see why. It's because Daniel Day-Lewis is like a crazy ass tyrant, and
You
then
want to do that, or do you want to make it like Kingpin it, where it's like nobody really knows who it really is? You know? like nobody knows, and Daniel Day-Lewis.
And Daniel Day-Lewis is sitting behind a curtain projecting a giant head.
Welcome to the land of corporate.
Go
suffering.
back to work. Bring me
So it's like-
those
It's a
GPS
combination of
reports.
fucking Kingpin and the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Vanessa!
Vanessa.
Vanessa!
When I was a boy. No, I don't think that.
No?
I think we avoid too much of that because like it doesn't. We want to show them both in the light.
You want to make it more like a twirling your mustache type of.
No. So they're
Not necessarily speaking of that, but like more in the light of it.
he's just a villain in.
I'm thinking like Mr. Burns level.
No, like I don't want him to be like a conniving villain. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
just
don't need that.
he's just a businessman.
Right.
Like he's a villain within the context of
Within
the fact that he
machine.
doesn't care about the people that are under him. Like Bill Paxton is nothing to him. If Bill Paxton causes issues for him, it's easier to just get rid of him
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually like.
than to deal with it or to resolve the problems.
Right.
So yeah,
So do we want it to be like a...
Businessman.
he's a businessman, Tyler.
No, but here's what I'm saying. So then do we want kind of like the world that they live in? Do we want it to be... Because since you mentioned Brazil, that's like what pops into my head when I think of it. But it's...
I don't want it
Do
to
we
be
want it
that
to be-
absurd.
yeah, I'm thinking...
I want it to be a hyper reality, like Sorry to Bother You. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But that's what
So
I'm
that
thinking too.
movie's-
It's like we want it to be more grounded, but it doesn't. But it's also kind of like fantastical.
Yeah.
Not like to the level.
Like there's
of,
elements of it that are clearly like Maniac, kind of.
Yeah, where it's. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, especially because I would imagine like doing weird shit with the design. I do love the idea of Daniel Day-Lewis being behind a curtain, projecting a giant head.
Nah,
We're not doing that.
we're not doing that.
Okay, then we're gonna take one step down. He does have a trap door under his carpet.
Why?
What?
Because then,
Under his carpet?
yeah, under
Like
his carpet
office
in his,
carpet? His
yeah.
house?
That's
Yeah.
like directly from The Simpsons.
That's what we don't want to do.
I thought we just talked about this.
No, we didn't say we can't take anything directly from The Simpsons.
No, but
I
we
just
just
think
talked about not wanting to be
I
Mr.
just think it would
Burns.
be fun to have a scene where Bill Paxton goes down a slide.
Are we making Brazil? Is that what we're doing?
So yeah, how
Are we
much of
making
this?
Brazil?
How much of this is a comedy? I guess we should decide, and how much of this is like a dark reality.
Is it Brazil both?
A little bit.
And I think we can go that route, and it's fine.
Uh,
You gotta
Make Brazil,
have-
though.
You gotta have a release now and then.
I mean, it's.
You gotta have
I wouldn't.
You gotta have Robert De Niro with a Luger every now and then to break the tension.
A Luger?
fucking zip lining off building.
Yeah, you gotta have Mario come in and start putting pipes in your wall.
It's vents.
It's Mario.
It's
Mario.
ducks, actually. I'm sorry.
It's ducks.
Mario.
Yeah, I'm Luigi Mario. I'm Mario.
Mario.
They are called the Mario Brothers. If that was just his first name, it wouldn't make any sense.
Mario. Alright. So then we are making Brazil.
Except
I mean,
it's
that
not,
might be a little easier.
I mean, it's not Brazil.
We gotta have some
Like,
comedy
I'm
in
just
it.
saying, like, you want to put comedy in it?
I just don't know if fucking
Well, if we're going
Release the Hound slide is what we need.
We
I said nothing about hounds. I just mentioned a
no,
slide.
but that's the
I'm just
example
saying
he's trying
it.
to make. Release
Yeah.
the hound, so he's like, yes, you fell into my trap door, yes.
But he doesn't have to twirl his mustache or anything. He can just do it, and then it's like.
We're not saying
oh.
that he literally needs to twirl his mustache. We're just saying that you're making him like a comedic villain, I guess.
Daniel Day-Lewis does look good with a mustache.
He does.
So.
We can have it. Let's have it that there's not a slide, but guards
take him to a slide.
to a slide.
Yes.
So they take him. You know those things
To put
when
him in
they're
a trash compactor.
no, yeah. You know those things where
It's a
they're
trash compactor.
when they're remodeling buildings and they have like those like tubes that they throw like debris down.
Yeah.
It could be one of those. They throw them out of that.
Could be a furnace where it's like he doesn't want to pay.
Jesus.
He doesn't want to pay his,
What the
his
fuck?
he doesn't want to pay his pension.
Oh, yeah, just throw him
It's
in
like
the-
we're gonna let you
furnace.
go, and then
You're fired.
and then Cameron Mitchell will be like, Carolyn Mitchell will be like, "Are you sure you should have done that? Now we're gonna have to pay out his pension." And he'll be like, "Oh, take him to the incinerator," and then he
He's
can go down a
fired.
slide into an incinerator.
Why instant? What? Where is this coming from?
Is this the end? Does he just...
Die?
This is the beginning and this is the end.
How do you want to do that? Memento?
All I heard in that was Mentos.
But then what
I would like
happens
some.
is he gets
Fresh maker.
muted and time freezes.
Brought to you by Mentos.
No, we're not doing the time. That didn't even make sense. I was making a joke.
Muted time freeze.
No, my suggestion was that he's in a world where everybody goes silent.
I'm saying time should freeze so I can write myself out of this furnace I've thrown my character into.
Nice.
We haven't actually done that.
Yeah, we haven't actually decided that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not doing that. That's too much, man.
Alright, so I think we got our characters established.
Right.
So now where do we want to start it?
I think it needs to start just with Bill Paxton at work. At work, and it has to be miserable.
You just want it to, like, jump into...
To his day-to-day, and that he's already at work.
You want to like open on like the outside of his boss's door, office, and you just hear like muffled shouting, and then like the door opens and Bill Paxton is just sighing because he just got chewed out by his boss. And then,
Yeah, it'd be pretty good. Then have him just walk back to his cubicle and like
right,
sit
dragging his feet.
dejectedly sit down.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. That's 4.
I like that. I like that. And then I think,
Yeah.
I think he should sit. He should sit down and like sigh, and then immediately like a message pops up, and it's from his boss, and it's just saying get back on the phone. So like he immediately sits down and immediately he's like getting yelled at still.
He's like, "Give me those TPS reports.
Give me those goddamn reports." And so he sits down and he has to get back on phones, like taking calls or some shit.
Yeah.
And then I think it has to immediately jump into like some stupid, weird legal jargon where and I think that's where, like, parts like this are where the more like weird Brazil surrealist stuff can come in, where it's just like, it doesn't really matter what they're saying, it just has to sound like technical jargon, like
legalese."
yeah, like legally.
It could be like, I don't know if you work, either of your work jobs do this, but like they do like a survey thing. They send us surveys all the time. I'll fill them out because it's a waste of my time, but it could be something like that. Like it could be like a survey that he gets about his interaction with his boss,
Yeah.
and like he's like trying to like score it like honestly and like rate his boss's like demeanor and stuff low, but it's like you cannot rate lower than 5 stars.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like I
like
won't
that.
let him save it unless he like goes up.
Right. That's good.
How
That's good, man. Yeah. That's
and I think, yeah, and that can be it. He sits down and it pops up the message. It's like, please take this survey on your most recent meeting, and he has to like, and then, no, and I think it's just say, please put on your headset, and he has to take it out, and the headset has to be like comically big. I'm thinking we go like like they're perfect squares.
How comical. Okay, wait, no.
I'm thinking
This-
like the old school technology.
Yeah, so this brings up an important thing.
Oh,
I
is
did
it
mention
like-
Maniac earlier. Do you want to go with retrofuturism?
Right.
that retrofuturism
Like
is the way to
Fallout
go.
style. Yeah. Fallout style.
So that's why I'm saying they're like weird,
All
like
right.
kind of because they're
I
like
like that.
perfect squares, and maybe there's like a huge antenna coming out of one, and everyone around him is wearing them because that's like the
Are they
work
wireless
headset.
or are they like wired?
I like
It's-
how in Maniac, and I'm sorry I keep bringing this up,
No,
but
It's like the
it's
most recent
recent.
example. Yeah.
yeah, but it's retrofuturistic, but there's also like They have technology that we don't even have.
Right.
Type
Well,
of shit.
that was
Yeah.
Fallout, and that's what's so weird about it. Cause it's like retro as shit, and it's like same thing.
So we could do wireless. I feel like it would be better.
Yeah, that's what I was
With the
thinking. I was
antenna,
thinking
I like
wireless. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good to me. And it should just say like, please take a survey on your most recent productivity.
Yeah, and then it's
productivity meeting or whatever. It doesn't matter.
and he has to, and I think it's like a thing where he has to, because. Okay, so it's like he has a headset, but then I don't think the headset should have a mic. I think the mic's separate and like is coming out of the desk, so he has to lean forward and talk into it.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, it's like
Every time he has to talk, he has to move forward.
yeah, he has to move forward, and it's just
Like this. It's kind of annoying that I keep doing this, but anyways.
yeah, it's exactly like that.
It'll be like Blade Runner
Yeah.
2049 when they're checking Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
He's like, I forgot the word, but he has to say it like a million times. Reflect.
Reflect.
It's not really.
It wasn't reflect. It was a different one though, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
And he has to like keep saying it.
I think that
Kind of like that.
I think that should be I think it should be like a bunch of questions where it does what Garrett said, where it doesn't let him like give the answers he wants.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, thank you for taking this survey. Please take a de-stressor. Would you like to take a de-stressor test? And like it has yes or no, and you can't click no. You have to take it, and it's something like that. It's like, repeat after me.
To establish a baseline.
Yeah.
Is there robots? Are they robots?
I would think it's more of like
hold on.
I would think it's more of like
Are they robots?
a brain control thing.
Place him,
Yeah, I could.
I guess.
That's cool.
It's like a numbing effect. It's like yeah.
I'm gonna go get some water real quick. But you don't have to stop recording.
I mean, I'm gonna take a piss if you're getting up.
Yeah. So don't stop recording.
Look, if you're getting up, I'm getting up.
It, I feel like.
I don't want to be in the room with Tyler.
Oh, God.
Whatever, guys. That's fine.
Can you imagine this guy?
Fine, you do that.
By yourself? I didn't want to. Gross.
They're very mean to me.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
What does the firewall actually do? What's the fire get in?
Yes.
Will the wall protect me from the fire?
No.
So basically, the recording fucked itself.
All of it?
Not all the recording. I'm starting the recap because we talked for a good long while
Oh, I'm sorry.
of all the great ideas that we had.
Well, were you to give us a warning, Tyler?
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Talking about.
Yeah. That sucks. It sucked.
It sucked.
We don't have a spare.
We do write them down though,
So we recall what is happening.
you just miss all our cool, good jokes.
Yeah,
Like
it
my
was.
good jokes.
My good jokes,
And
too.
Ricardo's good jokes. I don't really have any good jokes. Talk about slides a lot.
Metaphorical slides.
Metaphorical slides, real slides,
All the good slides.
types of slides.
I'm going down a slide of sadness right now. That's what I'm doing.
So to
Yeah.
recap what we just talked about, he's on the train back to work at this point.
He sees the girl outside the window.
Sees her outside. Oh, wait, no.
No.
He goes to work, has like a normal, the first part of a normal day,
Uh-huh.
and then he goes
To a coffee shop.
to a coffee shop, gets a shitty, overpriced thing of coffee starts
For
to see
$8.
cracks in society. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to work, and then on the way home is when he first gets off and talks to Annette
Mm-hmm.
because he sees her and
Yeah,
he stops early.
He sees her out the window because he's more of that him breaking from the society norms.
Yeah.
And she gives him a pamphlet, and she's like, "If you want to find your inner freedom." Is that what we decided it was?
Yeah.
Inner
Yeah.
freedom? Yeah.
Yep.
She gives him a colorful pamphlet, and he's just like, whoa.
Bro.
Game over, man.
Whoa, babe.
Whoa. So, goes home. Goes,
We don't show that part.
anyways, next day.
Yeah, we just show the next day. We show him
Go to work.
coming into work, so we
Mhm.
skip the commute. And then his boss is firing the coworker you were speaking with earlier.
Mhm.
Patty
He steps in.
Yeah, he steps in and tries to defend him because it's that guy or girl is obviously more dedicated
to the job.
Most people there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's just good play.
And he makes a scene.
He makes a scene, starts to talk about potential like beginnings of a union.
Mm-hmm.
Not like directly, but
right.
He's getting the people behind him.
Hints of a union.
Yeah. The boss, being the middleman, doesn't know how to handle the situation, goes back into his office, and that's where Tyler realized the recording had stopped. So that's what we're putting up.
Right. So that guy got fired, and Patty is going into his boss's office, right?
No. So at this point is where I thought Daniel Day-Lewis should just come in. Like, you don't see him there ever.
Right.
And he just walks in, and then, like, as soon as he walks in and, like, puts his hand on Patty's shoulder, you see the boss, like, come out of the office and say, oh, Mr. Law, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know.
You were coming by.
Yeah. So, like, even before the boss had Quincy, the middleman boss, had the chance to
get to
figure out what to do in this situation.
Because while he's giving that speech, a big clunky camera in the corner of the room just turns, and you see like him giving the speech in the reflection.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
that's good. So, Mr. Law. What?
he grabs Bill Paxton's head and he just snaps his neck, and he looks directly into the camera when he does it.
Yes.
Yeah, so he like waves the middleman boss off. He's like, I've got this one. And he like takes Patty and he's like, come walk with me. And then they go
for a long walk.
Yeah. Maybe.
Where he basically fires him.
Yeah, they walk to like a viewpoint basically where they can get like the city or something. And then like Law at this point will talk about like, how much he owns and how much of this world he controls, and how he's not going to allow somebody like Patty to
question
to make his life harder to like maybe he'll do like some like talk about some weird shit like the wage gap. He's like people need to know their places. Like
a wage gap exists to protect the haves. And don't you want to be a have? Like, I provide for so many people.
Right.
Yeah. Where he's putting himself above him, and he's just like, we're two different types of people, and we need to stay that way.
Right.
You know, and then it can be like some big long thing, and I think there should be a part 2 where maybe like walks him down a hallway with like all these pictures of like how the company started. It's like, this company was started by my great grandfather, and then it'll, you know, he can be like
a prospector.
Yeah, you can make like a. Yeah, exactly.
It's
no, not even
that.
It's
There Will Be Blood.
It's
Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood. That's his grandpa. That's DDL's grandpa. DDL.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's just he's talking about all his great ancestors, and it's just different pictures of Daniel Day-Lewis from movies.
From different movies.
Oh yeah, like your Gangs of New York.
Yeah, Last of the Mohicans. Holy fuck!
What? There's one of him as fuck. We even had a small stint in politics. That's how powerful our company is now, and it's just Lincoln.
Lincoln Luke. Talking about his family. The men in my family have always been big. We've always done big things.
We've always been big people, you might say. so large that
There's something very liberating about that. Like the 13th Amendment. Anyways.
Now, and here you are, trying to slide into my world.
No! God damn it, we're not doing any fucking slides.
There's not an actual slide, he just said slide.
No. We're sliding off this topic.
I mean, he could slide through his world.
Right.
And destroy it.
Because he took him for a slide through his world.
I will show you.
And then Daniel Day-Lewis takes him through a sliding door.
No.
Yeah.
No. When he gets to him, when he gets to Patty, he says, "Come on, kid, let's go for a slide." That's it. All right.
Yeah, and then they go for a slide. Are you fucking happy now?
Are you happy,
Stop
you
talking
sack
about
of shit?
Stupid slides.
Go
Yeah.
fuck you.
Kid.
They're going sliding, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, so they... So we'll have... Yeah, Patty
Right.
is like, it's wrong what you do here and how you treat us. We run your company. Like, we are the basis of your entire structure.
I think it should be something where Anthony's
Our base.
No, I think it should be a thing where Daniel Day-Lewis is just like, see, so without me, you couldn't survive.
Right.
And then he'll be like, he's like, actually, I'm starting to think that maybe without us, you couldn't survive. And that's like when, like, Daniel Day-Lewis is like, oh, this guy's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting rid of you right now.
He's like, I'm very sorry you see it that way, and pushes him down the slide.
Yes. That's a brilliant idea, dude. Where'd you get that from?
I know, it's just off the top of my dome.
That's a really good idea.
It's a really good plan.
Right?
I hate you both so
So he
much.
pops out.
Oh, is this a tube slide?
No.
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 It's a very not fun slide.
It's very not fun slide.
Mm.
So, like, when he's going down this tube slide, it's got, like, flashing lights. Or does it slide down it and it shows, like...
It's like the one in Addams Family, but without the fun music.
No, I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking
He doesn't
like,
go down a goddamn slide. He's fired.
No,
right?
No, the slide's like the tunnel in Willy Wonka's. It shows, like, bugs
God damn
eating
it,
each other.
sons of bitches.
Like, a chicken get his head cut off.
Enough.
There's no slide.
So
There's no fucking
he
slide.
walks them to a point and you can't really see where they are
Uh-huh.
because the focus isn't on it.
Right.
And as soon as he says that, he like puts his hand on his shoulder and then pushes him back, and then two guards grab him and pull him into an elevator.
Yeah.
And then they take him down.
And then
Kick him out.
zoom out, the elevator goes through.
Don't.
Segment digging your ass.
Yeah, do it, please.
All right, so yeah, they just kick him out and then throw all his shit out.
No,
On
he
top
doesn't
of
even get his stuff because he doesn't have anything there.
Right,
That's the
nobody
point.
does.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So he just gets
Perfect.
kicked out.
That's it.
And then you have him fall backwards and land on his ass. And he like feels, he's like, oh god. And then he like feels the pamphlet in there. Takes it out.
I think it should be where he goes home first
and sees it.
and like no, and he goes to his door and he tries to open it and it's locked. And when he tries to go to
so
the
you want him to be like
His whole
like
life.
they found out he lost his job and they evict him immediately.
okay, yeah.
So when
there
he
you go.
tries to go to the landlord, he's just like, why? He's just like, what happened? He's just like, we got a notification about 30 minutes ago that you lost your job. We submitted your eviction. It was accepted.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh. Right, because it's just...
Right.
Yeah.
Profits.
And then he has the pamphlet on him.
Yeah.
And
I think he
finds
should have it on him. Like in his coat or something. So he's like sitting on the... Like in the train station or something and he sees that he has it.
Okay.
Okay.
And so he goes to where do we
The
want them
address
to
on
just be based in like a factory on the outskirts of the city?
I almost think it should be a thing where it feels like a real escape where he gets on the train and he he searches it, he sees what the location is, maybe like sees it on a map and he like sees how many stops away it is and it's like and then it shows him get on and I think it should be this moment of like clearing out where he's on the train, he's the only one there and then eventually it's just thinning out until
Right.
there's no one
End of
there.
the line.
Like in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It just like feels like he's getting further and further away from that world.
Yeah.
And then when eventually he'll like start seeing like trees and shit and he'll be like
Yeah.
all amazed that he's just like and like confused.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where does he get to though? Does he get to like a small town, a small train station stop?
I would almost think of it like
I feel like it should be a small town because I don't.
Right.
I want it to be like
It should
cult,
be populated.
like a cult feeling, but I want it to be populated enough that you know that this is like
It's not just a cult feeling.
this is how society also lives
Right.
in this universe.
yeah. I'm thinking
Like
small.
this isn't like an abnormal thing. This
Right.
is
This is
yeah.
just a smaller town.
Yeah.
A smaller city.
Exactly. A like.
We'll do like a small city.
a small town. Small city would be like Salt Lake.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Also smaller than that.
Like log cabin houses. Maybe just have it be more centered in, kind of like in the mountains, kind of
Just
forested
like
area.
a small number of streets, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
I was almost thinking like a campsite type thing, like
no.
a summer camp.
Because that would be culty as shit.
Yeah,
That's a little too culty. I want it to have like undertones of a cult. I want you to feel like if you are an outsider and if you don't go along with how people in this town act, then you.
it's almost like he's moving from one society, one clique to another.
Right.
Right, and it's the same clique at the end of the day.
Either way, you're being your life and your choices.
Either way,
by-
there's someone at the top,
higher
and
power.
they're trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah. So I feel like
So it has
just a
undertones
small-
like that to
a
the
smaller
audience,
town
but
is-
not to him.
is good. But like this, it has less technology, obviously.
I mean, it still has it, but
Yeah, and I think he should get there, and like someone should welcome him, and it's like, and he's like kind of weirded out by it and confused, and it's like the same thing where everybody seems chipper, but there's personal space. It seems less crowded. Everybody seems like in touch with nature. They're with like they're kind of got like that hippie feel. Like it's more colorful. It's
You could get to a welcome center and there's like a bunch of people there, but then he sees Annette. He's like, "Oh, I met you a few days ago in the city."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, great, you came." Our outreach program usually doesn't bring that many.
yeah. It should be like, what? And it'll be like, yeah, I didn't think I would come here. I lost my job and they evicted me. And you can tell her what happened, and she'll be like, that happens to a lot of our brothers, or like she'll say something like that, like to a lot of our brothers and sisters. Just like the corporate world can be so cutthroat, just like stuff like that. Yeah, and he can just be like, oh man, this is amazing. I'm Bill Paxton.
I'm Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Take it.
He's like, "So what do we do here?" And she's like, "Oh, well, you'll meet our leader." No, that's a little too culty.
Yeah.
You'll meet the cultural head of.
Well, I think it should just be one of those things where she just says, well, "Don't worry about it. Let's just make you comfortable." That's the first thing we want to do, and it can kind of be a thing where they like run him through the process of them welcoming him.
Okay, yeah.
Without
Like,
her
they
really
assign you a job.
without her explaining anything. It's just like, hey, come on, let's get you settled in.
Yeah. You'll be given a house and food in exchange for labor. Welcome to communist Russia.
I was about to say, like, what?
You come meet leader, he very good man. His name is Sky.
He good to village. Village good to him.
So this isn't a communist town? Did I read this wrong?
Is it a communist town?
We forgot to say that Annette's wearing red. Everyone
woman in
is.
red.
Everybody
He said
wear
it.
red.
He said woman in red.
She could be wearing like bright blue. I don't know.
He doesn't know better.
It doesn't.
As long as they're
That's
bright
what I'm
colors.
saying.
Yeah, everybody in the town is more
Neon.
vivid. Maybe not neon. Well, maybe neon. Yeah. I like neon.
Neon colors.
Everybody wears neon colors.
I dig.
So he just looks muted in comparison.
I muted, man.
We said the title of the thing. In the thing.
It's a hit.
All right, wrap it up, guys. That's it.
We're
That's the
done.
movie.
He dies.
On the spot.
He
fucking head explodes.
takes the red pill and his head explodes.
Has an aneurysm. Dies on the spot.
So yeah, what do you want the society to be like? Because that's what I imagined. That was more like
Communist.
a communist thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Like everybody's assigned a job.
I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest, but
Yeah, and you just live within the confines of like what they want you to do.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it would be something more of like a hippie commune type deal, where he gets up and like he's doing work, but he doesn't see it that way because of how they treat it. It's like, oh, we need to go gather food. Now we're gonna cook. Oh, we make wallets.
for Nike.
I'm gonna crochet this blanket and give it.
I like that.
And give it to the old folks' home.
I feel like
So where
I don't know.
does the restriction come in with that?
I almost think it would become a restriction of where like the work environment they have and like how they support themselves is like really free form, but it becomes more so of a thing where they can like this society controls you more like emotionally.
I mean,
Or
they both.
physically, I guess. And I think like at this point is where it would get like culty.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
Like, everybody has to drink like spike.
yeah,
drinks or
people
something?
like people have to take this certain type of drug to open their mind. Like Johnny Depp's character,
yeah, has he met him yet?
he can be like some weird.
We're still trying to establish why
He
this
can kind of
is
be like a sexual deviant thing, where maybe he like Bill Paxton's character gets along with Dakota Fanning, and he'll be like, "Oh, he summoned me. I have to go see him because he's like some weird cult guy." So shit like that, where that's when it starts to seep in, and he's like, well, "This place is kind of weird," and it's like where they don't establish rules, but eventually it's like just like a normal society, things are expected of you from certain people, and like you can't say no to them because there's still a level of separation. It's just we don't tell you what it is. You have to find it yourself.
And we could go with that. I mean, that's basically what I was thinking, except mine was more straight lined. Because I was thinking they just assign him a job. Instead of just having him do random tasks.
Yeah, and I think I want to do it of that feeling, because then that's too much like his whole world. It's like exactly
Right.
the same.
So
There
it's
has to
more
be
of a
kind of
comedy.
this. Yeah, because then it's like everything's a sign where it's like, here, oh, we're not like that. Your inner freedom is just like you just need to do what you need to do to survive. Like we work together to
survive.
Yeah, to progress and to do this, whatever. And we don't believe in one person, one job, stuff like that.
Right.
And that's what they view. But how they treat each other and like how they establish, higher ups and stuff like that is all still there. And maybe we can even like possibly hint at it being worse in some areas.
Yeah, I mean, the worst area would be the part where Johnny Depp just gets to bang whoever
Right.
he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Do whatever
Shit
he
like
wants.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's like the opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, but not really.
Because Daniel Day-Lewis is in it for the money, and Johnny Depp's in it for
the lay.
for the nookie and for the drugs and for
For the lay. Free to lay.
so he's basically
Keep selling finger chips.
bad times at the El Royale co-leader.
You want him to be that crazy?
Maybe not that crazy. Maybe just like really kind of a mix between him and the cult leader in Mandy,
They're both
where they're just he's just kind of
They're both-
egotistical.
Yeah, but they're both like nutsos, like off the hinge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's going to be that Johnny Depp has the same feeling that he provides
Right.
for these people, and
So
that
I'm
they
saying
need
it's like
him.
he's the opposite, but really the same.
Yeah, but he's really the same.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
we show Odd Jobs, him doing stuff around town. He gets closer to Dakota Fanning's character, Annette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
the
it
first-
should be that thing where it hints. It could hint at like him thinking there could be like a romantic thing there, and that's
Right.
when Johnny Depp's like, "Come to me."
Come to me. Come hither.
Yeah. Maybe you see Johnny Depp in the background.
Maybe the first time he sees him, he sees just Dakota Fanning talking to him off in the distance, and they like don't play it like it's a big deal, like he has any authority.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. She's just
But it's Johnny Depp, so you're So
you're like, hey, is that Johnny Depp?
Is that Captain Jack Sparrow?
Please.
Yes. No, but yeah.
Welcome to society.
You guys hear that they're talking about rebooting that, but without Johnny Depp? It's like, why?
Christ.
So you're gonna reboot it without the only thing that made the first movie worth watching? Alright, I guess.
Well, Barbossa's really good too.
Yeah, I like Barbossa. I also like Davy Jones. Bill Nighy's fucking great.
Bill Nighy's pretty good.
Yeah. That's about it. I like those movies, for the most part. The first three, at least. I haven't seen the other ones.
I haven't seen the new one. I heard it's pretty bad, though.
Yeah. I've heard. I started watching the fourth one halfway through, and then we stopped. I can't remember why.
It's not good.
I didn't.
Oh, Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this garbage? Even fucking Ian McShane can't say that movie.
Oh, God.
I love that dude.
Yeah, Ian McShane's great. Usually.
Okay, so...
Alright, sorry.
Then where do we
Johnny
go?
Depp is very much the same as Daniel Day-Lewis, but to this guy, he's kind of the opposite in a way.
Right. Yeah. So
And to the audience, too, I mean, but, right.
I feel like we'd spend maybe about 15, 20 minutes on, like, showing how much happier he is now in this life before this stuff starts to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Before he starts noticing the cracks here, too.
Yeah. Imply that
it
he's
could be
there
like
for a while.
Exactly. Montage type of shit.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily
Right.
montage, but yeah, show him, like, getting to know the townsfolk and, like,
really
liking having
it.
different jobs to do all the time.
Exactly.
That have obvious implications on the real world.
Yeah.
It could be then, like,
Orwellian did.
wintertime now. You know, changing of the season. Something to show that he's been there for
Yeah, and show him doing, like, seasonal type work. So it feels like, oh, he's getting more in touch with his... with, like, humanity, with what it means to be human, whatever.
Two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Type skin.
And then we get to
The Beast.
they have, like, it can be a solstice party.
That's just what I was about to say. Something like that, like a solstice type deal.
Solstice.
Jesus.
And then I think it
stuttering Bill
should be a thing where, like, it starts out and he's all into Annette, he's all into Dakota Fanning.
Right.
And then I think it should be a thing where before he sees, instead of, like, him seeing Johnny Depp call to her, like, they all do like a thing where they, like, drink a weird punch and it has, like, a bunch of weird drugs in it, so he has, like, some weird drug trip. And, like, everybody is
Okay. I like
all
that.
high and crazy, like, at this solstice thing. And then when he can have, like, it can be weird, he can be tripping, and he can have like a hallucination, like some weird nightmare or something. And when he wakes up, Dakota Fanning's with Johnny Depp.
So what I would like more is if they do take, like, a drug.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't necessarily know that they're doing that. Like, nobody really talks to him about it.
Uh-huh.
It just
everybody else in town mostly knows.
And when they hand it to him, he can be like, what is it? They can just say, it's tradition.
Yeah.
So they don't tell him what it is, they just say it's tradition.
So he starts to panic because he's not expecting it.
Yeah, and he's, like, freaking out.
At that point, Johnny Depp pulls her away from him, and she's, like, the best anchor he has in that
to reality.
So then we show him have, like, a freaked out, like...
Or how about...
Yeah, and it could be a thing where she's just like, don't...
Not just that.
He's just like, I don't understand what's happening. She's just like, oh, they didn't tell you about the... But she's like, don't worry, it'll be okay. This will be a great experience for you. She's like, and if anything happens, don't worry, I'm here. And then, like, Johnny Depp just shows up and takes her, and he's just like, wait, where are you going? And she's like, well, I just really need to go.
I feel like something like that, yeah, but except that he actually calls out to her because he's stripping, and, like, she sees that, but then she turns around and goes towards Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Like, willingly. He doesn't rip her away from her.
So he, like, backhands her.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, still, she does it willingly, so he's like, oh, well, fuck, I'm on my own.
But basically, same thing. He's just like,
Right.
He's just like, didn't you just say you were gonna do this? And she's like, well, now I'm gonna do this instead.
Right.
We can show him have like a bad trip at the festival. Maybe have him near the end of it panic and get like run back to his home.
Right.
And then and that's part of it with just him like hyperventilating in his bed or like with his back to the door.
Yeah.
And then cut to him waking up the next day. And then he goes to find Annette to like talk to her about what happened and why it happened and like why she wasn't there for him. And that leads him to Sky's house. Yeah. And then she answers the door.
Okay.
And then he starts talking to her, and at that point Sky comes up and he's like, whoa, in my house you talk to me. And then
Okay.
they have a conversation, and
And maybe he can just be like, no, I actually just kind of came to talk to her, and and then she'll be like, oh no, like you should do what he
So then
says.
Johnny Depp just grabs him, like grabs his arm around him, and he's like,
And then
let's go for a slide, kid.
He's like, let me take you down this, and then they go down this slide, and it's pictures of Johnny Depp in all of his other movies, and he tells him about his family history.
No, wait. So he can take him into his study, where he has pictures of him dressed up at parties in the town, and the pictures of him as Jack Sparrow and Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, it's all these books of like he's like
Two on the nose.
he's just like here are all the
Right, but that was kind of funny.
the previous solstice festivals we've had and the good times, and it's all these pictures. It's like there's one of him as Edward Scissorhands.
Christ.
It was
all right. I mean, if you guys want.
No, that's a little too much.
No,
I think it's funny, but
it's hilarious.
No,
okay, we'll do it.
It's there. We already did it with Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's true. We want the parallels to be completely obvious.
Yeah, it's.
So we are making business.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Sort of.
I like that. He tells him like, the town. They need me because I provide guidance. I show them the way, how.
They may think I exist for them, but they exist for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Mandy. Or whatever that's from.
Yeah. Is it?
And he'll be saying this
I
stuff.
just made it up, dude.
And Bill Paxton will just be. And he'll just be saying, this sounds really familiar.
And he's like, look, man, if you want to be with a woman, that's fine. But just know
Annette's a great girl. I totally understand why you would want to be with her.
Yeah.
She's off limits.
I would... No, I don't think he'd be like Negan.
Oh, he makes the implication?
No, I feel like he'd make it unknown...
That he comes first.
Yeah, he'd make it known that he comes first.
Right.
Like, if he wants to be with her, he has to understand that...
He has to accept that.
Sky has to be the top of the poon chain. Right? No?
I would say the pimp slide.
Pimp slide, I like that. That's better than poon chain.
If you're
even saying poon chain, sounded wrong.
Look, buddy, I totally get it if you're trying to slide into Annette's bed.
Oh, Christ. All right.
But I come first on this slip and slide.
So what happens next?
Yeah, so I didn't. I've been trying to think about where this movie.
So have I, but I have no idea.
I feel like it would end in like a Fahrenheit 451 style, where it's like.
I already told you I don't know how to read.
Well, at the end of Fahrenheit 451, he meets up with these people who like memorize books, like whole books, and they just like live in the woods. Because like that way the firefighters can't find them and they can't be exterminated or treated like criminals. And then he just like goes off. I think his town is also nuked.
Well, that's a bummer.
Is it? I mean,
it's a bomber.
Oh.
So I was thinking he maybe meets another sect of society at the end, and then he goes toward that instead.
Right.
Like he meets like the true outcasts of society, like the homeless or something.
Maybe it's just like he.
I mean, it's a different society.
Maybe instead of that, it's just like he runs off, and then maybe he runs into a bear, and he just starts living with bears.
Yeah, like that.
He just starts living in the woods.
Brother bear.
He gets adopted by
maybe he goes out into the woods and gets killed. And so the lesson is better to fit in than to
get eaten by a bear.
Oh shit! So what happened?
I almost want to say he should just turn into a homicidal murderer.
You want to make it like,
and he just goes into his cabin and he pulls a sniper rifle out from under his little cottage bed.
I don't think he has a cannon. Oh, well, I got you.
Well,
where the fuck did he get a sniper rifle from? Why would
he pulls out the sniper rifle from under his bed.
He slides it out from under his bed.
He slides it out from under his bed. Then next shot is him on top of a building, looking through the scope at Daniel Day-Lewis.
And then he slides. And
Daniel Day-Lewis goes down around.
He slides around in the chamber.
We get it. Please stop.
Mine were good, dude.
Yours were good, but they're also just
encouraging him.
Too much about slides.
He slides the bolt back.
Slides a bullet into the chamber.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh my god, okay. So yeah, maybe.
No sniper rifle. What the fuck, dude? Where the shit did that even come from?
So I kind of like the idea that we come back again to where the movie started.
I was trying to think of a way where he tries to get them both in the same room.
Why though? Neither one of them needs to be together.
So you can shoot them both with a
That's right.
And then he like has a bomb vest. He's like, "Adios, motherfuckers."
See you slide your way out of this one.
Slide your ways out of these ones.
Thanks, guys. It's been a slide.
No.
God damn it. Yeah, so they slide.
You ruined us with your fucking sliding. Alright, you just slid that joke in there, man.
Slide.
We're not gonna know.
We're not gonna know. Movie to a slide man.
A sliding man.
A sliding man.
We're not gonna know why you put slide under there, like with Bigfoot or with Hurtfoot.
Until we listen to the recording.
Do you remember?
We'll remember. I don't know what Badfoot.
Do you remember? Because I remember. All right. So you want them to meet? Because I don't see why they would ever realistically need to meet each other. Neither one of them.
I was trying to think of a way for it to be plausible, just because it would be interesting, but it wouldn't.
I mean, I would like that, but I don't think it would be plausible.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, it's not.
Because the whole point is that he can't
outrun
be happy with being a
you can't outrun that
of these machines.
So I think he realizes that he's better off alone.
Do you want it to end with him
free as a bird?
Actually, no.
Because I'm free.
No, it ends with him alone, but with him attracting people. He becomes one of them.
Ooh, I like that.
He becomes a Daniel Day-Lewis and a Johnny Depp on his own.
Within like his own version of society.
Right. Of what he goes out to create. So he's like, he thinks I'm better off on my own, and then like we see one last time skip, and it's he's the exact same thing.
So that's what happens.
The same fucking thing.
After he talks to Johnny Depp, he starts seeing the cracks in that society, and he sees someone that's like him, and he approaches them, and then he becomes like that person's messiah.
Well, I feel like he doesn't necessarily have to set it up, but he has to I don't know. I mean, obviously, what you guys want. Like he goes off on, we see him go off on his own, and then we can do maybe one final time skip or something where we
could
see
have
him.
Annette, because she's our only other real tie.
Right.
Ooh, we could have Annette and the boss, the two middlemen. We could have them find we could show two separate versions of them finding their way to him.
Exactly, and that's where it's going. Is that he's just becoming
another
Daniel Day-Lewis,
I like that because that
we
that
just show something
yeah.
like that. It doesn't necessarily even have to be them. It should be, but yeah.
No, I think it being them works because it establishes where and maybe it's this point too where they do that and then he turns around and it could be this thing where he realizes that he's just like there are people who run the machine and then they're just people meant to be cogs and then it's just like he's just like I'm not meant to be one of those.
Right.
And it becomes him kind of realizing their point of view and that they're not necessarily wrong as long as you realize that you can be one of those people.
I don't think. I mean,
well, they're like
right
where he sees it, it's just like it's wrong. But if I have to, be one of two things, I'm going to be one of them.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's what I wonder. Like, do we want it to be like that on purpose, or where it just accidentally winds up him being in that same spot?
Yeah,
and he's like, you know what? I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah, it doesn't. He doesn't mean for it to happen. It just kind of does, and then he realizes he's just like, well, if this is what it's going to be, I would prefer this.
Right, and that's it, right? Like that's the first time where he's actually happy.
Yeah, and then he starts his own.
No, and that's where it ends. No slides.
We're not sliding into anything else, Tyler. This is it.
It ends there. It's a dark ending. Like
it's a really dark ending. Yeah,
like these.
Yeah.
Have.
Yes.
Where are we gonna go with it? What were you gonna say? No, go ahead,
Tyler.
No, I was just gonna say he like they have like their own establishment rather than being like the with me, and maybe that's where like the camp can come in. It's
right,
like,
it doesn't matter. It could either be like a starting zone.
They show up there and there's a camp and like that's his new society.
Right.
He comes out. He's like all happy and everybody
you can see him
out of their
actually
houses.
happy.
They're going down slides.
right. See that shitty grin spread across your face.
No, he comes out of his house or his tent for the first time ever, standing straight up. You can see he has like no weight on his shoulders, and it's like, oh.
So that's been a sliding man.
Yep.
Or a muted man.
I feel like that movie wouldn't be longer than 90 minutes.
No, it wouldn't.
No, that's totally fine because that's about how long this recording has been.
So what was our rating system?
I forgot. How many times would we see this movie?
No, just whether or not we would even see it.
I would see it.
I'd probably
whether or not we'd see it was our initial one.
Right.
I feel like we changed it.
We said like how many times realistically because we're trying to measure it realistically, right?
Yeah.
How many times would you ever watch this movie?
I said I'd watch it with my mom. Tyler said depends on the trailer. Ricardo said would try to see once.
I would probably show this movie to other people just for the scenes with Daniel Day-Lewis and Johnny Depp. With pictures of them in their movies. Yeah. Be like, look at this fucking weird movie.
What the fuck?
Look at Johnny Depp going down a slide, showing him pictures.
No.
What would you do, Ricardo?
I'd probably like it and see it multiple times.
Multiple times.
I'd probably like want to show it to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see it being that type of movie.
Yeah.
Because it would just be weird and have that like retro future deal.
It'd be cool.
So both show to others. Multiple views because you would show.
Yeah, it would probably result in multiple views.
I would probably watch this once.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like because even with like
be
most stuff like this, like 1984 or the Fahrenheit 451 movie, like I've seen those, but I don't feel the need to show them to other people.
Right.
Because that type of... I showed Brazil to my family this last Christmas because it takes place during Christmas, so it's kind of a Christmas movie. And, like, they fucking hated it.
Some people just hate it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I love Brazil, but people hate that movie.
It's
boring.
It's like
Wes Anderson.
I would be worried to show it to other people.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. Like I'd want to show it to other people if anyone was ever like, I like this type of movie, and I saw that correlated with it. I'd be like, if you like this movie, you'd probably actually really like this movie. But yeah, I could see it being like that, like a Brazil or like any of Wes Anderson's movies, because people love Wes. You either love or you hate Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Some people just absolutely hate Wes Anderson movies.
Parker luckily loves it, so I get to watch them with him.
Good, because
they're hilarious.
I love Wes Anderson.
That was better than I thought it would be. I thought we would be a lot more clean.
That was
we were out of practice, folks, but we did
muted
fine.
man. A muted
Really, we
man.
did fine, other than the part where the recording stopped.
Yeah, that sucked.
But then we recapped. It was good. So sorry, audience, you missed a plethora of jokes,
Mostly about slides.
Yeah.
which, you know, considering the
sliding
rest
in
of
and
the
out.
podcast, you missed nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's
All right, this has been Dick Fields. I really need to go pee.
and I am Tyler Moyes.
guess we're signing off.
You guys don't have to. I just need to go pee.
Well, I mean, there's not much else beyond this.
You guys talk.
Well, I mean, how are you doing?
How dude? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Doing all right. You're wearing a pretty dope Nick Cage shirt.
I am.
I'm gonna post about it on my Instagram.
I'm
also too.
gonna save it and I'm gonna put it on one of my dating profiles.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
But my Instagram is Reckoner G Olson.
My Instagram is.
His is Cthulhu's Pajamas. You gotta plug it, dude.
You don't get to give out my personal information.
This
like
is where we
without
plug
my
it.
consent. Yeah, plug it. Finish that plug, Garrett. Sign us out, baby.
Add us.
Sign us out. Add us.
Add us, babe. Wow.
This episode has been brought to you by our sponsor, Slides.
But they're fun. Sometimes.
Get a slide.
If you're an adult, they're hard.